is necessary. I ask members to confirm their presence when called. The clerk will check off the members present against the letters of accreditation signed by the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House. Madam Clerk.
Sir George. Yeah. Mrs. Camille Robinson-Regis.
Present.
Dr. Keith Rowley.
Present.
Mr. Coleman Bear.
Present.
Mr. Stuart Young.
Here.
Mr. Fitzgerald Hines.
Present.
Mr. Terence Dayal Singh.
Present.
Mr. Faris Alwari.
Present.
Ms. Penelope Beckles.
Present.
Mrs. Ayana Webster Roy.
Present.
Ms. Shamfa Kujo.
Present.
Dr. Nian Gadsby-Dolly.
Present.
Mr. Marvin Gonzalez.
Present.
Mr. Stephen McClatchy.
Present.
Mr. Foster Cummings.
Present.
Mr. Esmond Ford.
Present.
Mr. Simon de Nobrega.
Present.
Mr. Adrian Leons.
Present.
Mr. Brian Manning. Mrs. Lisa Morris Julian.
Present.
Mr. Keith Scotland.
Present.
Mr. Kennedy Richards.
Present.
Mr. Roger Monroe.
Present.
Mr. David Lee.
Present.
Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisesa.
Present.
Mr. Rodney Charles.
Present.
Ms. Khadija Amin.
Present.
Mr. Rudranathan Dar Singh.
Present.
Mr. Bari Padarath.
Present.
Dr. Rudal Munilal.
Present.
Mr. Saddam Hussein.
Present.
Mr. Rushton Parry.
Present.
Ms. Michelle Benjamin.
Present.
Mr. Dinesh Rambali.
Present.
Dr. Lakram Budu.
Present.
Mr. Arnold Ram.
Present.
Dr. Rai Ragbir.
Present.
Ms. Vandana Mohit.
Present.
Mr. Devendranath Tanku.
Present.
Ms. Anita Haynes. Mr. Ravi Rataram.
Present.
Dr. Rashad Sicharan.
Present.
Mr. Nigel De Freitas.
Present.
Dr. Amory Brown.
Present.
Mr. Reginald Amore.
Present.
Mrs. Paula Gopi Schoon.
Present.
Mr. Rohan Sinana.
Present.
Mr. Kazim Hussein.
Present.
Ms. Alison West. Mr. Randall Mitchell.
Present.
Ms. Donna Cox. Mr. Hassel Bacchus.
Present.
Mr. Avinash Singh.
Present.
Dr. Muhammad Yunus Ibrahim.
Present.
Mrs. Renuka Sagram Singh Suklal.
Present.
Mrs. Laura Lizamali Singh.
Present.
Mr. Lawrence Hislop.
Present.
Mr. Richie Sukai.
Present.
Mr. Wade Mark.
Present.
Ms. Jolene John.
Present.
Ms. Jayanti Lochmidial.
Present.
Mr. David Naked.
Present.
Mr. Damian Lyder.
Present.
Mr. Anil Roberts.
Present.
Mr. Paul Richards.
Present.
Mr. Anthony Vieira.
Present.
Dr. Varma Dayal Singh.
Present.
Ms. Amrita Deonarain.
Present.
Ms. Sharice Sipasad. Mr. Deorup Timal.
Present.
Mrs. Hazel Thompson Ahi. Present. Dr. Maria Dillon Remy.
Present.
Mr. Evans Welsh.
Present.
Honorable members, may I invite you to stand for the prayer of the Electoral College. Almighty God, we give thanks to you, the creator of the universe, and humbly beseech you to direct and prosper the deliberations of the members of this electoral college here assembled for the advancement of your glory and the trust and welfare of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Grant that peace and happiness, truth and justice may be established among us for all generations. Amen. Amen. Namaste. Members, may I ask that you remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. Now take your seat. Honorable members of the Electoral College, in accordance with Section 28 of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Constitution, I have convened this meeting of the Electoral College for the purpose of the holding of an election for President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Honorable members, pursuant to Section 26, subsection 2 of the Constitution, the date of the election for President was published in the Trinidad and Tobago Gazette, Volume 61, Number 225 of Friday, December 23rd, 2022. Section 30 of the Constitution provides that a person shall not be a candidate for election as President unless he is nominated for election by an election paper which A, is signed by him and by 12 or more members of the House of Representatives, and B, is delivered to the Speaker at least 7 days before the election. In addition, Regulation 4 of the Electoral College Regulations 1976, the regulations, requires each candidate for election to be nominated by a nomination paper, which must state the full name and address of the candidate and his proposers, the occupation of the candidate, and the constituencies represented by his proposers. Honorable members, I am to advise that at the close of nomination on Tuesday, January 10th, 2023, I received valid nomination papers for 2 candidates in accordance with Section 30 of the Constitution and Regulation 4 of the regulations. I shall now give you details of the nominations. The first nomination received was in the name of Kangaloo Christine Carla. Address, 10 Monrepo Heights, Cascade. Occupation, President of the Senate, Attorney at Law. Those members of the House of Representatives who signed the nomination paper in accordance with Regulation 4 of the regulations are 1. Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, de Gomartin West. Mrs. Camille Robinson Regis, Aruka Maloney. Mr. Stuart Young, Port of Spain North, St. Anne's West. Mr. Colum Imbert, Diego Martin Northeast. Mrs. Lisa Morris Julian, Davide O'Meara. Mr. Terence Dialsing, St. Joseph. Mr. Adrian Leons, Laventil East, Mouvant. Mr. Kennedy Richards, Point Forte. Mr. Foster Cummins, La Hoqueta Talparo. Ms. Penelope Beckles, Arima. Mr. Simon de Nobrega, Diego Martin Central. Mr. Keith Scotland, Port of Spain South. Mr. Brian Manning, San Fernando East. Mr. Marvin Gonzalez, Lupino Borneo West. Mr. Stephen McClatchy, La Brea. Ms. Shamfa Kojo, Tobago West. Mr. Roger Monroe, Toco Sandy Grande. Mr. Fitzgerald Hines, Laventil West. Dr. Nyan Gadsby Dolly, St. Anne's East. Mr. Esmond Ford, Tunapuna. Mrs. Ayana Webster Roy, Tobago East. Mr. Faris Alwari, San Fernando West. The declaration of Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo, according to the nomination paper filed, was as follows. I, Christine Carla Kangaloo, nominated in the foregoing nomination paper, hereby consent to such nomination as candidate for election as President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and name as my address for serving of process and papers under the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and the Electoral College Regulations 1976. Address, 10 Monrepo Heights, Cascade. Witness my hand this 9th day of January, 2023, signed, Christine Kangaloo. The second nomination was received in the name of Raja Khan, Israel. Address, 4 Chepstow Road, St. Augustine. Occupation, attorney at law. Those members of the House of Representatives who signed the nomination paper in accordance with Regulation 4 of the regulations are 1. Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisessa, SC, Superior. Mr. David Lee, Point-a-Pier. Mr. Barry Padarath, Princestown. Mr. Arnold Ram, Caroni Central. Ms. Khadija Amin, St. Augustine. Mr. Ravi Ratiram, Kuva North. Dr. Rudal Munilal, Urupuch East. Mr. Davendranath Tanku, Urupuch West. Mr. Saddam Hussein, Barataris San Juan. Ms. Vandana Mohit, Chagonas East. Dr. Rishad Sicharan, Caroni East. Dr. Lakram Bodu, Faizabad. The declaration of Mr. Israel Raja Khan, according to the nomination paper filed, was as follows. I, Israel Raja Khan, nominated in the foregoing nomination paper, hereby consent to such nomination as candidate for election as President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and name as my address for serving of process and papers under the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago and the Electoral College Regulations 1976. Address, 4 Chepstow Road, St. Augustine. Witness my hand this 9th day of January, 2023. Signed, Israel B. Raja Khan. Honorable members, both nominations are in conformity with Section 30 of the Constitution. And in accordance with Regulation 5 of the regulations, the 2 candidates are hereby deemed to stand nominated. A poll by secret ballot, pursuant to Section 29 of the Constitution and Regulation 9(1)(a) of the regulations, is therefore required. In accordance with Regulation 8(6) of the regulations, no debate on the merits of a candidate shall be held. However, in accordance with Regulation 8(4) of the regulations, a proposer of each candidate may address the Electoral College on the merits of their candidate for a maximum of 15 minutes. The text of the speech of each proposer has been submitted to and approved by the Speaker of the House. I now call on a proposer from among those who nominated both candidates to address the Electoral College, if they so desire. It is my understanding that Dr. Keith Rowley will speak on behalf of Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo, and Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisasa, SC, will speak on behalf of Mr. Israel Raja Khan. I now call upon the Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to present as candidate for the esteemed position of President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Mrs. Christine Carla Kangaloo. Mrs. Kangaloo's life has been filled with service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. A graduate of the University of the West Indies and the Hugh Wooding Law School by way of St. Joseph's Convent, San Fernando, Mrs. Kangaloo qualified in 1983 with honors in law from the University of the West Indies and obtained her legal education certificate from the Hugh Wooding Law School in 1985. From 1985 to 1992, she worked with her father, the late Carlisle Kangaloo, former mayor of the city of San Fernando, in the law firm of C.M. Kangaloo and Company. No doubt inspired by her father's devotion to national service, Mrs. Kangaloo entered the service of the judiciary in 1992 as an assistant registrar of the Supreme Court of Trinidad and Tobago. She served until 1996 in that capacity. As an assistant registrar, she exercised quasi-judicial functions in addition to having to discharge her many administrative responsibilities, which included the oversight of the construction of the Supreme Court building in San Fernando. In his address on the occasion of the ceremonial opening of the 1993-1994 law term, the first and only ceremonial opening of the Supreme Court of Trinidad and Tobago ever to take place in San Fernando, the then Chief Justice, the Honorable Mr. Clinton Bernard, identified Ms. Kangaloo as being among those who contributed in such a way to have resulted in the construction of what he described as, and I quote, a Supreme Court building befitting the majesty of the law and the people of the South, to improve and ensure the business and proper functioning of the administration of justice in this part of the land, unquote. Mrs. Kangaloo's service in the Southland also included her being secretary and then vice president of the Assembly of Southern Lawyers. Following her father's untimely death in 1996, Mrs. Kangaloo returned to the law firm of C.M. Kangaloo and Company to close off her father's practice. In 1998, Mrs. Kangaloo joined the law firm of Hobson's. Whilst there, she too answered the call to do national service, and she accepted an appointment as an opposition senator in 2001 during the life of the 6th Parliament. From that point on, Mrs. Kangaloo's career was solely about national service, to which she committed herself unreservedly with dedication, humility, and the utmost integrity. In the 8th Parliament, between 2002 and 2007, she was appointed a government senator and minister in the office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for social services delivery. She also served as Minister of Legal Affairs. Under her stewardship in the Ministry of Legal Affairs, the ministry's free birth certificate program captured the Prime Minister's Award for Innovation 2005. She oversaw the mail-in, mail-out service of the Legal Aid and Advisory Heirs to Help campaign. In November 2007, following the general election when she was elected to the House of Representatives as the member for Pointe-a-Pierre, Mrs. Kangaloo was appointed Minister of Science, Technology, and Tertiary Education. After the 2010 elections, Mrs. Kangaloo took a hiatus from public life. Indeed, from 2012 to 2013, she devoted herself to the care and support of her brother Wendell, a senior judge of the Court of Appeal of Trinidad and Tobago, who unfortunately sustained severe and debilitating injuries as a result of a vehicular accident in May 2012, and tragically died a year later in July 2013. Mrs. Christine Kangaloo served this country as President of the Senate of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago from September 23, 2015 to the dissolution of the 11th Parliament in 2020. Again, on August 28, 2020, she was elected President of the Senate in the 12th Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago and served until January 2023, when she resigned following her nomination for election as the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago under the provisions of Chapter 3, Section 24 of the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. As President of the Senate, Mrs. Kangaloo has acted as President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on no fewer than 33 occasions. Madam Speaker, it is with a sense of great pride that as Member of Parliament for Diego Martin West, and along with all other members who signed or otherwise endorsed her nomination, that as Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, that I present Mrs. Christine Carla Kangaloo as a most worthy candidate for the consideration of this esteemed Electoral College to be elected to the position of President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Madam Speaker, I thank you and my colleagues.
I now call the Leader of the Opposition, the Honourable Kamla Persad-Bissessar, SC.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Esteemed colleagues of this Electoral College, today we must fulfill a very critical and essential component of our democratic constitution. It is my pleasure, on behalf of the members on our side of the House, to propose a nominee for this illustrious position of President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. The position of President of a Republic is not merely a ceremonial role. It serves as a critical guardrail in the defense of our constitutional rights and freedoms. Some of the many duties of a president include the appointment of 9 independent senators, the appointment of the Chief Justice, the appointment of members of the Elections and Boundaries Commission, the appointment of members to the Judicial and Legal Services Commission, and that commission appoints judges and magistrates. And of course, the President also appoints members of several service commissions, chief among those the Police Service Commission. And so, citizens of our nation expect and require that the President will perform his or her duties in the interest of all citizens, regardless of race, color, religion, sex, or political affiliation. The members on this side of the House believe that our nominee, Mr. Israel B. Raja Khan, Senior Counsel, publicly known as Israel Khan, embodies the requirements and qualities which are necessary for this very distinguished office. He is fair and fearless, fiercely independent, and strong-willed. He possesses the qualities of merit, ability, and integrity which are needed to effectively perform the numerous and onerous duties of the President of our beloved country. And definitely, he is not a yes, Mr. Prime Minister, or yes, Miss Prime Minister person. I would like to present to this House then, this Electoral College, Mr. Raja Khan's personal and professional background. Too numerous to mention in the time allotted, so I will give some of his background. Mr. Khan, Senior Counsel, is head of chambers located just a few steps away from this House, and he established those chambers in 1979. Mr. Khan was born in Port of Spain in 1945. He attended the University of Toronto, where in 1974 he obtained a first-class honors degree majoring in political science. He then attended the University of the West Indies at Cave Hill and thereafter the Hugh Wooden Law School, and was called to the bar in 1979. In December 2000, Mr. Khan was awarded the distinguished title of Senior Counsel. He taught at the Cipriani Labour College, and he has been teaching at the Hugh Wooden Law School for the past 36 years to the present day. He is a devoted family man. He's married to Patricia Khan, who was a teacher at St. Joseph's Convent, St. Joseph, for 31 years. He has 4 children, James, Daniel, Brian, and Shalimar. For 43 years, Mr. Khan, Counsel, has devoted his law practice to defending the rights and freedoms of all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. With his unprecedented success in his practice as a trial lawyer, he has distinguished himself as one of the most decorated advocates of the criminal bar of Trinidad and Tobago. He is well known as a fiercely independent person, not only amongst his peers in the legal profession, but throughout our entire country. In addition to his unprecedented success as a trial lawyer, he has authored a book, Scales of Justice, 1993, and he has published numerous legal articles, one of which is entitled Party and Government, the Prime Minister, his role, political leadership, and cabinet collective responsibility. In his devotion to public service, Mr. Khan served as Commissioner of the Law Reform Commission from 1998 to 2015. From 1988 to 1991, he was a legal advisor to the National Crime Commission. From 2000 to 2003 and 2013 to 2015, he was Director Chairman of the Legal Aid and Advisory Authority. From 2011 to 2015, he served as Chairman of the Police Protective Compensation Committee. From 2012 to 2015, he was the Chairman of the Firearms Appeal Board. During that time, he was also the Senior Legal Advisor to the National Land Tenants and Ratepayers Association. Currently, Mr. Khan is the President of the Criminal Bar Association. In his service to the cultural development of TNT, Mr. Khan fought to have the wearing of a formal Nehru suit allowed in court. In 2005, Mr. Khan had been excluded from addressing the court and represented his client because he was wearing a formal Nehru suit, which was deemed by the then presiding magistrate to be undignified and unacceptable. Mr. Khan challenged this decision up to the Court of Appeal, which then gave judgment in his favor, thus ensuring that the new suit, a symbol of part of our cultural heritage, would be considered equal to the traditional Western suit. This struggle and ultimate success was recognized in him being awarded the very prestigious Gopiyo Award. Esteemed colleagues, it is evident Mr. Khan, Senior Counsel, is a true patriot of our republic and servant of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Given his dedication to this country's development, his track record of always answering the calls of national duty, and his lifelong commitment to making TNT a better nation, it is our respectful view that he will offer credibility, integrity, and loyal service to the people of our republic through the office of the President. Given the significant issues facing our nation, and given the need to move forward as a united nation, Mr. Israel Raja Khan, Senior Counsel, is in our view the best person at this time to serve as the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I call on members of this esteemed Electoral College to place country before party, to place people before politics, and to place the Constitution before personal agendas as we aim to preserve the sacred independence of the office of President. My dear colleagues, I urge you to make the decision and cast your vote in favor of Israel B. Raja Khan, Senior Counsel. History will not absolve you if you do otherwise. Madam Chairperson, I so move the nomination of Mr. Israel Raja Khan. I thank you very much.
Honorable members, the poll will be conducted in the following manner. The clerk of the House will call your names in alphabetical order to cast your ballot. In your presence, the clerk will initial the ballot paper, which you will be given, thereby validating it. The clerk will demonstrate to you how to fold your ballot paper in such a manner that only her initials will be visible. The voting booth is located to the back of the Speaker's chair. You will enter the voting booth by way of the entrance to my right. In the booth, you will find an X stamp, which you will use to place an X in the space provided on the right-hand side of the name of the candidate of your choice on your ballot paper. Please note that Regulation 12(3) of the regulations requires an X to be made. Once you have finished voting, please fold your ballot paper so that the initials of the clerk can be seen without opening the ballot. You shall exit the booth to my left. You will then return to the table of the House and show the initials of the clerk to her without opening the ballot paper before depositing it into the ballot box. Should you spoil your ballot paper in any manner, please return it to the clerk, who will issue another. Regulation 17(2) of the regulations provides that in counting the votes, the clerk shall reject all ballots, 1, that are on ballot papers that have not been supplied by her, 2, that have not been marked for any candidate or have not been marked in the manner prescribed by the regulations, 3, on which votes have been given for more than one candidate. 4, where it cannot be established for whom the member has voted. And 5, upon which there is any writing or mark by which the member can be identified. Honorable members, I now formally declare voting open and hand over the proceedings to the Clerk of the House. And in so doing, hand over to her a book of 100 ballots with the names of both candidates and the key to the ballot box.
Please open the box. Members, I am satisfied that there is no material in the box. However, should any member wish to examine the box before it is locked, please feel free to come forward and do so now. I will now lock the box, and it shall remain so locked until the end of balloting. Thank you. Voting will now begin.
Al-Rawi Faris. Amin Khadija. And it's George Bridget. Amor Reginald. Bacchus Hassel. Beckles Penelope. Benjamin Michel. Burul Akram. Brom Amory. Charles Rodney. Cox Donna. Kojo Shamfa. Cummins Foster. DeFreitas Nigel. Dino Brega Simon. Deonarain Amrita. Dial Singh Terence. Dial Singh Farmer. Dylan Remy Maria. Senator. Ford Esmond. Gadsby Dolly Leanne. Gonzalez Marvin. Gopiskun Paula. Haynes Anita. Hines Fitzgerald. Hislop Lawrence. Hussein Kazim. Saddam. Ibrahim Muhammad Yunus. Imbert Colm. Indarsing Rujanat. John Jeline. Lee David. Leons Adrian. Zamali Singh, Laurel. Lakshmidiyal Jayanti. Lyda Damian, Manning Brian,
Yes, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Mark Wade, McClatchy Stephen, Mitchell Randall, Mohit Vandana, Roger, Munilal Rudel, Morris Julian Lisa, Naked David, Fidarath Barry, Corey Rushton,
Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Prasad Bisesa, Kamala. Ragbir Rai. Ram Arnold. Rambali Dinesh. Ratiram Ravi. Welcome. Richards, Kennedy. Thank you. Richards, Paul. Roberts, Anil.
Good.
Robinson, Regis, Camille. Rowley Keith. Sagram Singh Suklal Renuka. Scotland Keith. C. Prasad Sharice. Sinanan Rohan. Singh Avinash. Sukai Rishi. Tanku Devendranath. Timal Derup. Thompson Ahi Hazel. Vera Anthony. Webster Roy Ayana. Welch Evans. West Allison. Young Stewart,
Honorable members, before I formally announce the closing of the poll, I request any member present who is properly accredited and who is desirous of voting and has not had the opportunity to vote to so indicate. There being no such indication, I now formally announce the close of the poll in accordance with Regulation 16 of the regulations. Pursuant to Regulation 17(1)(e) of the regulations, one proposer of each of the candidates is now invited to sit with the clerk as a scrutineer to count the votes. I understand that Mrs. Lisa Morris-Julian, MP, is willing to do so with respect to Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo, and Mr. Davindranath Tanku, MP, is willing to do so with respect to Mr. Israel Raja Khan. Please come forward.
Spoiled ballot. It's a spoiled ballot. I cannot ascertain. So it's rejected.
Can you speak up, please?
Kangaloo. 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 Yes, but it was clearly in, yeah. No, it's not a rejected ballot now. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. 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 Rejected ballot.
Blank.
Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. See me understand how to vote for this. Kangaloo. Kangaloo. Spoiled, rejected ballot, sorry.
Blank.
Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. 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 Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. 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 Raja Khan. Raja Khan. Kangaloo. Madam Speaker, now we check the ballots in each container as well as the ballots in the rejected container. Okay? Mr. Tanku? So now I will empty first the ballots in the container marked Kangaloo. One, two, three. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Hang on. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Anybody wants to double check them?
The winning numbers in the National Lottery online draws for Friday, 20th January 2023 at 10:30 a.m. Play with
Count the ballots for Raja Khan. Ready, Mr. Tanku? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Anybody else want to come? I got 21. And there are 3 rejected ballots.
Honorable members, Section 31(1) of the Constitution provides that a candidate who is unopposed or who has obtained the greatest number of the votes cast shall be declared elected. Accordingly, I hereby declare that Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo has obtained the greater number of votes cast. and as such is elected as the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. This shall be for a 5-year term as set out in Section 33(1) of the Constitution. Honorable members, an instrument duly signed and sealed by me as Speaker, certifying the election of Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo as President in consequence of the ballot, shall be issued to Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo, President-elect, pursuant to Section 32(1)(b) of the Constitution. The Constitution further provides in Section 37(1) that a President shall, before entering upon the duties of his office, take and subscribe the oath of office set out in the first schedule, such oath being administered by the Chief Justice or such other judge as may be designated by the Chief Justice. On behalf of the members of this Electoral College, I take the opportunity to extend congratulations to Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo on her election to the esteemed office of President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We wish her a successful term. To the outgoing President, Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, ORTT, I thank her for her service to Trinidad and Tobago and convey very best wishes to Her Excellency. May Her Excellency enjoy good health, long life, and God's richest blessing. I now invite the coordinator of the Independents to make remarks on the occasion of the election of the President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, colleagues. It is my distinct honor to bring congratulations on behalf of the members of the independent bench to President-elect Christine Carla Kangaloo in being elected by this Electoral College to the post of President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. President-elect Christine Carla Kangaloo's display of dignity, respect, temperance, patience, and compassion during her tenure as President of the Senate. These attributes will no doubt be brought to bear in her service to Trinidad and Tobago as head of state. We again congratulate President-elect Christine Kangaloo and wish her all the best for a successful tenure as President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I also would like to convey our deepest appreciation, gratitude, and thanks to Her Excellency Paula May Weeks, ORTT, President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, for her service and sacrifice to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. We wish Her Excellency and her family all the best for peace, safety, prosperity, and happiness in the future. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I shall now invite the Leader of the Opposition to make remarks on the occasion of the election of Ms. Christine Carla Kangaloo as President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Once it's not more than 5 minutes, you can make it there. It's convenient.
Much I join with my colleagues in taking note of this electoral process, and I serve notice that the opposition would hold that office to scrutiny in the best interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
I now invite the Prime Minister to make remarks on the occasion.
Madam Speaker, it is with pleasure that I stand to acknowledge on behalf of my constituents, my colleagues, all in this Electoral College, that we in Trinidad and Tobago can say without fear of contradiction that our well-written constitution has functioned seamlessly. Madam Speaker, we were called to duty under the provisions of the relevant sections of our Constitution to elect a head of state. And today we did so smoothly, dutifully, and I bless you all. Madam Speaker, public service is honorable. And it's in that vein that I today would like to congratulate the citizens, both who put their names forward to be considered for this post of President of Trinidad and Tobago. It was an electoral process, and Madam Speaker, we can still be proud, not knowing of a better way to do it. And out of that process, Madam Speaker, this chamber, by clear majority, has chosen a distinguished daughter of Trinidad. I would like to ask all citizens to acknowledge this plus in the scorecard of Trinidad and Tobago, because there are many others who are bigger than us, taller than us, wider than us, who have great difficulty in being able to carry out such a process so smoothly and so successfully. So on behalf of all of us, people of Trinidad and Tobago, who have just elected a president as our head of state, let us go forward thinking positively. Whatever religion, race, color, creed, class, or geographical location, accept what has been bequeathed to us, the provisions and protections of our Constitution, going outward and upward with boundless faith in our destiny. I would like to congratulate Mrs. Christine Kangaloo and to thank her family for presenting her to the nation to provide the service that she would provide. Madam Speaker, I am not one of those politicians and parliamentarians who believe that because the adjective politics, politician, the noun, can be ascribed to you, that it is demeaning. I think it is honorable, Madam Speaker. And today, this House has conducted itself honorably. And may the President serve all of us without fear or favor, without malice or ill will, for the benefit of all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Madam Speaker, I thank
you. Member for Ruka Maloney.
Thank you very kindly, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the Electoral College be now adjourned sine die.
Honourable members, the question is that this meeting of the Electoral College be adjourned sine die. All those in favour say aye. Aye. All those against? I think the ayes have it. This meeting of the Electoral College is now adjourned sine die.